Alright, so the top 10 things about selling on eBay that grind my gears, piss me off, get my goat, or are super annoying. Let's start with number 10 I have here. Waiting to get paid for an item. Now eBay have taken steps to stop this, where now most of the time you get paid right away for an item. Or if someone sends you an offer and you accept, a lot of times you'll get paid right away. Sometimes you won't. They still haven't completely fixed it. I guess it depends on the buyer and depends on their payment method, but waiting to get paid was way more of a problem when I first started on eBay in 2007 than it is now. But it's still a problem after all these years. There is no other marketplace on the internet where you can buy something and not actually pay. It's crazy. So eBay's, like I said, they've taken steps to fix it, but it still grinds my gears, gets my goat, or just generally pisses me off. I hate it. Number 9, having to fill out the dumbest item specifics on your item. And for a while, there was a time back in, I can't remember the year, where eBay completely screwed up the item specifics and there was a huge catastrophe and it took months to fix. Especially for clothing sellers, were screwed for a long time. Where the item specifics, like they just added like a bunch of new item specifics for no reason on clothing. But a lot of them are just stupid. I don't understand what the point is of a lot of these item specifics we have on clothing that other people don't have to worry about in other niches. People ask, why does it take so long to list clothing? And if you're going from scratch, you got to fill out everything. And it's super annoying. A lot of it makes no sense at all. A lot of the sweaters I sell, like the Scottish wool or something, they're made in Scotland. It says right there on the tag. And so you go to put Scotland as the country of origin and it's not even an option. You have to choose UK. Scotland isn't available. And I know it's part of the UK, but on that particular item of clothing, it was made in Scotland. Scotland is its own country. It's part of the United Kingdom, but it is its own country. It should have an entry on country of origin. And I know that's a nitpicky thing, but if we're going to get that detailed into item specifics, shouldn't we be specific? So that's irritating, and that pisses me off, especially when it comes to the Scotland thing. There's a few other things, too, such as color. Like, I could go on for an hour about how the color thing just drives me absolutely crazy selling clothing on eBay. So the item specifics, the colors, there's very limited options about colors. There's like brown, there's green, there's red, orange, pink, white, ivory, blue, but there's nothing in between. There's not like light blue, dark blue, turquoise blue, or like blue-green or anything. So it has to be just straight up blue or brown. And there's a whole bunch of clothes I sell that lie somewhere between brown and green. And it drives me up the wall because sometimes it looks brown in the light and then sometimes it looks green, but it's really kind of a combination of brown and green. And so you have to choose either brown or green, and then you get people asking questions about it. It's super irritating. And then number 8, when the size was checked in the app, and then you go on the website and the size is gone. So what that means, I'll try to explain, is like when I do my stuff on eBay and I do my listings, the way that I specifically do it, I start off my listing in my phone. So I have my items, I take pictures in my phone, and I have drafts before I even start. So each item I do has a draft. So a cotton t-shirt will have a draft, and the draft is called cotton t-shirt. All the item specifics are filled out except color, brand, size. And I don't mess with country of origin. I think it's a waste of time, so I leave that blank. Unless it's made in the United States, that's different because it's add of value. Anyways, the point is, when I'm doing that, and I'm filling it out, especially when it comes to pants, I'll choose the size before I save the draft on my phone. I'm on my phone taking pictures, putting in the item specifics. I'll put the size, let's say size 32 waist, save it as draft. Then when I come back to sit on my computer to actually put the item on eBay and fill out the titles and stuff, the size is gone. And this happens all the time. I've messaged eBay support at least 10 times about the issue. Nothing's been done. This has been going on for over 2 years. I don't know what the problem is or why they can't fix it, but it's super irritating. There are so many technical glitches between eBay's app and eBay's website. So many small little weird glitches that make no sense at all that they will never fix. So that's really annoying. It's the next one is number 7. Oh, this one drives me crazy. Messages from the buyers when they buy. So for some reason, eBay allows buyers to send you a message when they pay. So there's a little spot when they pay where they have a send a message to the buyer, to the seller. I have no idea why this exists or what good can possibly come from it, but 90% of the time that someone leaves a little message when they buy, it's always the same thing. Please ship immediately. Please ship ASAP. Ship right away. And the ones I love are the ones who don't even say please. Ship immediately. I love those. And you know, when you get those ones that say ship immediately, it's always after you've been beaten down in a little war of, offer war back and forth 5 or 6 times. And they end up getting the item for like a ridiculous amount. Let's say you have a $15 item and you're just tired of this person. You just want it gone. And so you'll take, $8 for a $15 item that everybody else is getting $15 for. Those are always the same people that will leave a message that says, ship immediately. Ship it right now. So I don't know why they leave that option. eBay leaves that option for buyers to even fill that out. Because what could be said? What needs to be said? There's nothing that needs to be said. They bought the item. You're going to ship it. They know your policies. It drives me crazy. The other thing is when instead of saying please ship ASAP, they use that little message area when they buy to send you a message that says, please write something on the package. Like I get this one person, I forget who they are, but they buy from me all the time and they say, please write the order number on the package. Please write attention so-and-so on the package. And it's like, who do you guys think you are? Do you think that you're the only order I have? I have 25 orders to ship today. All my shipping labels come from a shipping label printer. I'm not picking up a pen for you, buddy. I'm not going to do that. Please write order a reference number on this. I don't care, dude. It's a $4 item. I don't care. No. And so that drives me absolutely crazy when people ask me to go above and beyond, especially for really stupid little items. And I don't understand why eBay even makes that option available. What can they possibly have to tell me that I don't see in the payment and the address? I don't understand this, eBay. I don't get it. So then there's number 6. Now this one is a little bit of a multi-tiered one. This really grinds my gears. These are messages that I get from customers that are answered in the listing. This will make me lose my mind. There have been times where I had to set my phone down, walk outside, and take a deep breath. Because I don't know about you, but I try really hard to be calm, and I usually am. I'm a pretty chill guy. I don't get upset too easy at all. But there are certain things, especially when it's outside the realm of logic, or things that don't make sense, or someone's acting irrationally, I will get super angry. A lot of this comes down to the messages that I get from people. What color is the shirt? So this one I get all the time. And I always say the same thing. The color is in the item specifics. Look at the about this item piece in the listing. And then I'll take a screenshot of it with an arrow pointing to the color. It's brown or blue or whatever. Then they always send me another message. Oh, I didn't see that. But what color blue is it? At that point, I block the person and I'm done. I'm just done. And that brings up one thing that I like about eBay. I could do a video about 10 things I like, but one thing I really like is that you're allowed to block people. I'm going to do a whole video on blocking people. I was inspired by Paige, the 1 foot flipper. He did a whole video on blocking people, and it was fantastic. So I think I'll do the same thing with my own little outtake on that. So next, what size is it? Besides being in the title that says what size it is, besides being in the item specific saying what size it is, and besides being on the size tag that I show close up of saying what size it is, you're still going to ask me what size it is. Drives me insane. This one's great. Do you ship to XXX? It's usually like the UK. Do you ship to the UK? Yes, dude. It says I ship to the UK. I ship internationally. I ship everywhere except prisons and the gulag. I mean, what do you want, man? It says right there. Why are you asking me this? Then the next one is the smell. This will put me through the roof. I will lose it. I will lose my freaking mind about this one. Does the item have a smell to it? Yes, it does. Every item in the world has a smell to it. Nothing smells like nothing. Everything has a smell, okay? It just does. Things have smells. Things smell. Everything smells. It probably smells a little bit like laundry detergent. Maybe it smells a little bit like fabric softener. It doesn't smell like Gorilla Balls. Is that what you want? Do you think it smells like Gorilla Balls? Do you think it smells like duck shit? Maybe it smells like duck shit. If it smelled that bad, I wouldn't put it on eBay. And if it had a terrible smell to it, I would have to disclose that. If it smells really bad, I'm not selling it. So yes, everything has a smell. Why are you asking me this? When you get it, you're going to wash it, aren't you? Is there anybody out there that buys things on eBay, clothing, used clothing, gets it to their house and doesn't wash it? If you're one of these people that buys clothes on eBay, gets them and doesn't wash them, please listen to me. Wash your clothes when you get it on eBay. So whatever it smells like doesn't matter if you're going to wash it anyway. And that's why this question bothers me so much, because I'm a very logical person. The question, how does it smell, makes no sense at all, especially since you're going to wash it and remove any smell it has. Also, I wouldn't sell anything that smells really bad. Okay, now we're only on number 5. We're only halfway through the list, and I'm still complaining. Every now and then, you just got to get it out. This really irritates me. Okay, number 5 thing that irritates the shit out of me on eBay, fighting negative feedback. This one's really, I've spent hours on this, and I would not suggest that you do the same. First big deal, eBay has recently changed their stance on this, and this is a public thing. They have admitted it publicly on their website. They now have new guidelines. But as little as a year and a half ago, I could have almost any negative feedback removed. All I would have to do is reach out to eBay on Facebook, the eBay for Business page on Facebook, get somebody on the chat, tell them that I got a ridiculous negative feedback that was either abusive or basically a lie or whatever it is, and they would remove it. But eBay has changed their policy on removing feedback for sellers. This is a thing that they did. It's public. I'm not making it up. It's not a conspiracy theory. They have changed their policy. Now they will only remove it if it violates their eBay terms of service. And there's like 4 or 5 things, specific things that it has to do if they're going to remove it. And this also translates to reporting buyers, which I also do constantly. I report buyers all the time for bad behavior or breaking the rules or lying about returns. There used to be an easy way when you reported a buyer. They gave you a big field of text that you could just fill out and send it to eBay, and they'd work out the deals, and they'd decide, should this buyer be punished? Should they get a strike against their account? Should they be banned from eBay? Whatever. Now, you're not even really allowed to do that. You just have to say you disagree with the return reason, or you feel like they violated the return policy, and then you might be able to write a little thing about it. I don't even think you can do that anymore. eBay has publicly changed their stance on how they treat sellers in regards to feedback and reporting buyers. So they basically take the side of the buyer more often and more easily. And this is not my opinion. This is what has happened. And I'll probably do a video sometime where I show you some of the chat log between me and the eBay reps, because I got some good ones for real. You might be quite entertained by the way I respond to eBay. Fighting negative feedback is annoying. I hate it. And it's gotten a lot harder recently. I still win about 40% of the time. But most of the time they tell me to go pound sand and that they're not going to remove the negative feedback. So negative feedback is part of the game. If you're an eBay seller, you just have to live with it. But it still really makes me mad. There was a time where I had 100% feedback for years. And now with this new policy, I just cannot maintain 100% feedback. I just can't do it. Number 4, fake return reasons. This one drives me loony balls, drives me completely crazy. 90% of my items on eBay, I do not offer free returns. I make the buyer pay for returns. When you do that, you're going to get a lot less returns than someone who has free returns. However, you're going to get a lot more negative feedback and a lot more fake return reasons. When you make the buyer pay for return shipping, you're incentivizing them to come up with lies about why they're returning it so they can get free shipping. eBay has a policy where if the item that you buy isn't exactly what the seller says in the listing, you can get free return shipping. If you say it's not as described, eBay will pay for the return shipping, or eBay actually will make the seller pay for the return shipping. And now, back in the day, you could fight it and you get your money back quickly. Now it takes a long time. I fight every single one of these where I get a not as described return shipping. I fight every single one of them every single time. Most of the time I win, but it's time that I have to spend on it, and it's really irritating. And it's always actually a fit return, but they say it's not as described. This makes me lose my cool really, really fast because I'm very meticulous with my listings. And when I screw up and I get a not as described return, I'll take the punch. I won't fight it. I'll message the buyer and I'll say, I'm really sorry I screwed up. It's happened about 5 times in many, many years. But it's very rare, and when it happens, I know it happened and I don't fight it because it's my fault. When it's not my fault, I will fight vehemently to win the case. Point is, it's up to you as a clothing seller if you want to do free returns or paid returns. There are cases to be made for both. eBay says, if you do free returns, they're going to give you better placement in search. And the extra sales you make are going to, by far, make up for the extra returns you're going to get. Because make no mistake, you're going to get more returns if you make them free. This is not something to argue about. This is a fact. You will get more returns if you have free returns. It's just true. How do I know this? Well, I know this because I spent 99% of my eBay career not accepting free returns, and I just recently started accepting free returns on all my new listings, and guess what? I can tell already I'm getting more returns. But I'm also getting less negative feedback. So you can do it any way you want. I really think I'm probably going to go back to buyer pays returns because I haven't seen a big increase in sales like you're supposed to see. But this is a whole nother video. I'll go on for 20 minutes about this. But we're supposed to be complaining about the top 10 things about eBay I hate. That was number 4, fake return reasons. Number 3, questions about how an item fits. This one makes no sense at all, but I get them all the time. I get questions from men, mind you. Men, actual men, dudes. Dudes will ask me questions like, how does it fit in the thigh? Or, is this tight in the seat or is it more baggy? Okay, buddy, it's not my size. I've never tried it on. How in the actual f*** am I supposed to know how it fits? It's an item I found that I know is going to sell. I give you the measurements, and that's it. Also, now I have free returns. So why are you asking, man? Get the item. If it doesn't fit, send it on back for free. I'll pay for the return shipping because I'm such a nice guy. Why are dudes, grown men, asking me how an item fits in the thigh? I've never heard a man ever ask that ever. Number 2, messages that come in with offers. This drives me crazy. And I don't know why eBay does this, why they even allow it. It makes no sense to me. And it's always the same for me. It's like you get a lowball offer, like, let's say you got a $20 shirt. They send in an offer for $5. But along with that $5, there's a little message, a little yellow message that says, I will pay right away. Of course you will. It's $3. It's $3. Of course you're going to pay right away. But when I get those kind of offers, by the way, I block the person immediately. I don't respond. I just block them immediately. That's my favorite thing to do, is to block lowballers. I do it all day long. I've done it at least 10 times in the last 3 days. If you think I'm kidding, someday I'll show you my block list. You're allowed to have up to 5,000 people on your block list. I think I'm nowhere near that, but still, I've probably got close to 400 or 500 people on mine. messages with offers, it's always the same. I will pay right away. Or thank you for considering. Or this one, when people poor mouth me. I hate it when people poor mouth me. They'll send a message with the offer that says, I'm trying to save up for X or Y, or I'm having a hard time financially right now, so I'm going to try to buy these rag and bone jeans for $6 instead of $30. Why are you buying designer jeans if you can't pay rent? And why is it my problem? This drives me up the wall, so I block those people immediately. And then the number one thing that pisses me off about selling on eBay, that this one is just, okay. People ask me if they can come and pick it up. And it happens almost 3 or 4 times a week. It just happened about 10 minutes ago. It's actually the impetus for why I made this video. Someone messaged me and they said, I see that you're in the valley. Can I swing by and pick them up? It's for a pair of jeans. The person's blocked, by the way. They're like, can I swing by and pick them up? It's like, okay, first of all, just because I'm in Phoenix, just because you're in the valley, there's 5 or 6 cities in the valley here. And some of them are 50 miles away. So shipping is going to be about $4 from me to you. Okay, it's going to take 2 days or a day and a half. So it's going to cost way more than $4 in gas to drive to my house from Apache Junction or Queen Creek or Chandler or even East Mesa or even Tempe. The only place it would be worth it is if you lived in Scottsdale or Phoenix, like where I'm at, or downtown or something. But you're trying to save $4 on shipping and you want me to make time in my day to wait for you to show up to my house. Then I have to finally get the item, hand it to you, blah, blah, blah with you, blah, 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 for who knows how long. And then some creeper knows where I live. And you think you're getting a good deal because you're saving $4. It is not worth it for doing local pickup. I'm not going to make time out of my day to meet somebody to pick up a $12 shirt. It doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of people out there that will do almost anything. They'll spend $30 to save $2. So I just don't get it. But so yeah, there's a lot of things that are really irritating about selling on eBay. That's 10 of them. There's also some good things about eBay, but that's for a different video. Let me know. Are any of those things that make you mad? Do you have things that piss you off that I didn't mention? Let me know. I'll see you on the next one. I'm getting ready to edit the top 10 video. And I forgot probably the most annoying thing about selling on eBay. I can't believe I forgot this. When people send you a message with an offer instead of sending you an actual offer with the make offer button. This drives me batty. Why are you messaging me saying, would you accept 25? There is a button under the item that you can click to make an offer. Once the offer's made, if I accept it, the item's yours. You're wasting time back and forth asking me if I would accept an offer. Don't message me and make an offer in the message. Just send me an offer. I don't understand how people function in life. How do you tie your shoes in the morning? How do you live? How do you drive a car? How do you do it?